Before getting started, it is important to note that if you would like to use the vendor reimbursement and post-market features in the app, you must complete those fields on the same day as your market. Otherwise, the information will save on the date you enter the information, making it difficult to locate and edit later on. To enter a vendor reimbursement, navigate to the Vendor Reimbursement tab for your market. Enter the vendor name and select whether the vendor sells fruits and vegetables and/or whether the vendor sells SNAP-eligible foods. If you have entered vendor names in the past for this specific market, their names will appear in a drop-down menu as you begin to type them in. If this is a new vendor, you will type the full name, which will be saved for future use. Be sure to enter the correct spelling of the full business name each time to avoid having multiple versions of the same vendor in the system. Enter the dollar amount and type of payments redeemed by the vendor that day on the left-hand column of the Payments Redeemed section. If you require vendors to track numbers of transactions, enter the number in the right-hand column of the Payments Redeemed section. If you set up incentives for your market, a text field will appear under Incentives Redeemed section. If you have more than one type of incentive, then several text fields with the incentive title will appear. For each incentive type, enter the dollar amount redeemed by the vendor that market day. The total dollar amount of transactions redeemed will calculate at the bottom of the page in the box titled Total Redeemed. Review the information, and if everything is correct, click the Submit Reimbursement button at the bottom of the screen, or select Add Reimbursement if using the app. You can edit the vendor reimbursement if you notice you've made an error or a vendor decides to redeem an additional transaction. On the website, scroll to the bottom of the vendor reimbursement page and click the edit icon that looks like a pencil. The app will show that day's reimbursements on the left side of the screen. To edit both the website and the app, click on the appropriate fields for a particular transaction. Then click the green button titled Update Reimbursement or Add Reimbursement. To add information for a market day, enter the market date, then navigate to the Post-Market Reports tab. These questions should be completed at the end of the day after all transactions have been completed. Complete the questions. A star next to a question means it's required for your market. Once completed, click the green Submit Post-Market Report button. If you need to edit the answers after submitting, simply navigate to the Post-Market tab for that day again and change the answers. Then click Submit. This will override previously submitted data. Remember, if Wi-Fi is unavailable at your market, you must sync your iPad when you're able to connect to Wi-Fi after your market day to ensure that you do not lose any of the data you have entered. If your data is not syncing, watch the FM Tracks tutorial video titled Troubleshooting the iPad and FM Tracks app.